Are we live then?
It's getting ready to be.
All right, let me know.
Being there. Being there. Yep, we are live.
Hey, welcome out there, everyone. This is the Foolish Tech Show Tuesday edition. I'm here as usual with Brantley, Proctor, Johnny, and Tank. We're here primarily to discuss support and our software. And if anybody has any questions or concerns or comments or compliments or or complaints, we'd love to hear them. Please join us at our IRC chat. You can reach us at foolishit.com/live or foolishtechshow.com. Either way, you'll see our schedule. We start off early in the week, early in the earlier part of the week, and later in the later part of the week. So we can accommodate hopefully everyone around the globe. Today, we have some people in our chat so far, so I would very much. Well, actually, no. Who is this Counter 01, by the way?
That's
Brantley.
Proctor.
Is that Proctor? Okay.
That's one of me.
All right. Okay. So we don't have anybody in our chat, but what we'll talk about today is a couple of things. It's been suggested by Zombie Worm, who usually joins us and will probably be in a little bit later this morning, suggested that we might create groups on our respective distributing computing projects. And if you guys have listened to us in the past, you'll know that we, particularly Brantley and myself, are big fans of those projects. We have all these power, we've talked about in the past, we have all these power underneath our hoods of our computers and the video cards as well that typically sits relatively dormant while we're doing most desktop applications. We can utilize those resources to do something maybe worthwhile, maybe something beneficial for not just us, or maybe something to satisfy our curiosity, and is maybe more in the case with the Seti at Home project that Brantley is a fan of. I'm more of a fan of a slightly more practical approach, although I did involve myself with Seti for a large number of years. I currently am on the folding team, but I'm going to go ahead and post a couple of links to those things if you haven't seen them before. And we will go ahead and maybe walk us, or we'll create the team on the. I'll share my screen and we'll create a team, and we'll go from there. And I'll do the same thing with, or maybe Brantley, you can do the one for Berkeley for the Seti project, and I can do the one for folding. So here's the folding one.
I'd like to join the Seti team.
Okay.
Well, yeah. We'll create, like I said, we'll create the same team name as much as possible.
The Seti team.
Huh?
Everybody will want to be on the Seti team.
So I don't know what's involved with creating a team for Seti. I had left before I really. Oh, there we go. Teams. Let's see. Find a team. Top team. Blah, blah, blah. This is finding a team.
Are you setting one up, or am I? I'm setting up.
Are you sharing your screen?
I'm setting up the Seti one, right?
Yeah, you're setting up the Seti one. Oh, that's pretty simple. I'll set up this folding one. Let's see.
Let's see. What should we call it?
So yeah, I'm at that part too. And let me see. Can I share this screen? Let's see. Where is? Oh, the Hangout's in there. Okay. So Take that window off.
Foolish IT computer crushers.
um,
Crunchers. Crickers. Foolish IT right crickers. Oh, we could do foolish IT Pitt County. Come on, people, with some suggestions. Tank, you're good at coming up with names.
Foolish explorers.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is what I've got in here so far. I don't know if anything looks,
Oh, that's a nice password.
thanks.
You know it removes the password asterisk when you share your screen like that?
Yeah, I'm sure that it does. Just for convenience.
Although we do know the number of characters now.
That's fine. Start,
Folding under your
brute
name.
forcing it. Brute forcing it. Yeah, or folding under my name. Yeah, I mean, what really are you going to get access to do?
Well, if we recall from the other day's show, all your passwords are the same. You never change them. Why'd you put the HTTP version of Seti's? You went HTTPS for yours, but HTTP for Seti.
That's just what I copied when I went to the page. So it looks like Stanford is SSL enabled site, but Seti and Berkeley apparently haven't created a forward. They haven't created a redirector to forward HTTP to
Oh,
HTTPS.
that's when you log in, it goes HTTPS. Although they use a self-signed certificate.
Self-signed. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I generally think both of those guys take security fairly seriously. So I don't necessarily consider this.
SHA-1 security.
All
right, what do we want to put the name as?
Well, that's what we're discussing here. Anybody have any recommendations?
No, I don't.
Okay, I was just gonna call it. I just think we should call it Foolish IT. Official. Foolish space, capitalized space T, like you see on my screen.
I kind of agree.
All right. Seems kind of lame.
Foolish project or.
Now the harder parts is
something.
There's options here for a logo URL and a homepage URL. And normally you would host your statistics and things like that on these pages, and other information about joining the teams and things like that. But I'm not sure what we should be putting there.
We'll set it up later. Well, if we're just going to do Foolish IT, we have to do Foolish IT LLC.
Okay.
FoolishIT.com.
Do it all as one word.
What, Brantley?
John, what should our Seti team name be? Nick, what should our Seti team name be?
Is he here?
He's here.
He's not here, is he?
He's here.
I
don't think he can hear us yet.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Zombie Worm wants us to create a Seti at home team, and we were trying to figure out what the name should be. You have any recommendations?
Mm-mm.
The most we came up with so far is Foolish IT.
How about this is a foolish attempt at what exactly?
Foolish IT attempt.
It's just a foolish attempt.
Okay, I like that. Foolish attempt.
You know what? I was sharing my email password, my email address. That's actually more. I was just thinking that's probably worse than. I mean, the password is one thing, but the email address itself.
Michael, we're going with foolish attempts.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Foolish attempt.
Just attempt or attempts?
You could also go with waste of electricity, or
It actually doesn't waste that much electricity.
that much. I mean, come on, it's not that much.
Well,
You
I'm not
just
sure.
doing it.
Well, listen.
It's not
I
that
mean,
much you doing it, but think about but think about the carbons you're pumping into our atmosphere over all the people that you're encouraging to do this.
I am, and it's freezing in here. Hurry up, people, join on.
well, I would argue that they're probably going to be burning
heat.
this power. They're probably going to be burning this power, one way or the other anyway. Maybe not. Now, if that's truly the case, you might argue, but I would hope that I don't think it's our energy. But that's because our society is currently based on fossil fuels. If, for instance, we had
I just knew this was going there. I was
solar
just
energy,
I was just picking at y'all. I was just picking.
or something
Just
like
foolish
that,
attempt.
it would.
I was just
Using more solar power would not be a problem. Would not be detrimental to the environment. But
Okay,
yes, you were
Michael,
just joking.
Michael, we're good. Foolish attempt.
Yeah.
I think foolish attempt is good. I would almost go and say we should pluralize it, but fine with singular.
So I'm really gonna name it that. Okie dokie.
So just foolish attempt.
Was that approved by our readers or viewers?
Yeah, well, we don't have a
have
whole lot
any
of feedback
viewers
right
yet.
now. So,
Oh, what about the zombie and Glenn?
well, he was supposed to be here today, but
Ryan?
maybe.
Yeah, let's wait until zombie.
Glenn usually doesn't make Tuesdays. I think he's in bed by now.
Yeah, let's hold off until
until
we
zombie
get
comes.
some input from our group.
Here, I found out about an interesting program yesterday. I'll post it here. Hold on.
The foolish attempt team of jolly crewmen in the world.
So this is a pretty simple program. It's called XArp, and it detects if ARP spoofing is going on.
ARP, address resolution protocol spoofing. What?
Yeah.
What?
So if you install this, and it's only on local systems, so you have to install it on each system that you in your network, but it will alert you if that system has been ARP poisoned.
I think, Brantley, that's one of the attacks I was talking about that was used by that parental control device for your network.
Uses ARP spoofing?
I think that was one. It used several techniques of some stuff, and I think that was one of the things. I didn't find. I didn't remember which products I was looking at that did that. And I remember it was like something that I had read in comments or something about somewhere about how they worked. It wasn't something that they officially, put on their site, but.
So, well, that would make sense if one system is the host system for that parental control, because essentially what ARP spoofing is it tells other systems on the network that your computer is the router instead of the router. So it replaces the router's MAC address with your MAC address and has all of the computers route through you first, and then you route out to the router. So basically you're the man in the middle at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a host system that's the parental control system, and you had all the other ones going through there, that would make sense. So you can tell if you have parental control stuff installed on you. But it's also good for, especially if you're out and about, putting it on laptops is probably highly recommended. So if you're on a insecure network, you can tell if people are targeting you for attack. And it's a pretty simple program, so I thought that was neat. I also liked this life hacker thing for making your own USB condom.
Is somebody particularly this that ARP hack protection is who's promoting that? I mean, where did you hear about that, by the way? Where did that come from? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Oh, a bunch of hackers told me to get it and use it.
A bunch of hackers told you to use it. Okay. Make your own USB condom. I was reading this and I knew for sure that you would talk about this today. So yeah, let me hear your take on this.
Hey, did you just use my terminology?
What?
USB condom.
Lifehacker did, actually.
Yeah, Lifehacker. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lifehacker wrote a whole. Look at his. Go to the link. Follow his link.
I'm
I was looking at this yesterday.
I'm not in the chat.
Okay, it's make your own USB condom. Search Lifehacker for USB condom. I'm sure it's their first hit or whatever.
This page.
But yeah, you know, if you're gonna be,
that's cute. That's so cute.
If you're gonna be,
I guess they didn't give me
poking your stick in every hole you can find, then you're gonna need something like this.
Well, it's not just a stick. It's mainly if you're trying to charge your cell phone.
And I actually have one.
Cell phones as well. Yeah, I mean, sure.
This is actually a device that's made for that. This little button turns on and off your data abilities. Plus, it gives you a nice little readout of the amperage and how much charging.
Oh, a pretty fine device. How and did that come with your high five?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Post this link. Lifehacker, man. Post that link in the IRC. And in the show notes. That's crap, man. They should give credit where it's due.
Let's see, how about that?
Anywho.
And that's been written, guys, since 2009, in case you didn't notice.
May 19th, 2009. That's me.
Oh, Michael posted it before me.
Oh, geez. Oh, yeah. But you know, their approach is a hardware-based approach, as is Brantley's one the little device that he showed there. But
it's my term. Well,
yeah, but the thing is,
kind of.
They're two different things. Yours is to keep flash drives from getting infected. This one is if you're trying to charge your phone, keeping data being transferred.
It's that's and while that's okay, all right, good point. They said okay, USB. All right, I didn't RTFA, but I did just Google it. I'm sorry, I'm not in the IRC. I did just Google it. I'm not seeing it. USB condom. I'm getting like a lot of results that are not that. But anyway, yeah, they quoted it. You know, like USB. I guess, but they still stole condom from me. So.
I will accept that.
Lifehacker,
if you're listening, because obviously you are.
They featured our apps before. They featured Data Grab back in the day, probably around this time.
they troll us this time of year. Yeah.
I mean, no, probably around this year or back in the day. They featured Data Grab. It was probably around, well, you know, 2010, 9, something like that.
I also wanted to discuss Raspberry Pi. I just wanted to briefly do a little spiel about it because I recently had mine set up, and I just wanted to impress upon everyone out there, if anyone's listening, that they are super easy to set up. I could tell you that really even a child could get it set up in short order. I really understand why these things are widely accepted in the educational community. You know, they're just just really nice, easy use. The community and the noob software that they offer for it. When's the last time you installed an operating system by just simply copying, unzipping a zip file to a external storage device like an SD card? And that's all it took really to get operating systems onto your Raspberry Pi, and I've been
No, it wasn't
impressed with
all
it.
it took.
I mean, no, and then picking things from a menu,
That was
picking things
just
from
the
a.
installation disk.
I know, but I mean, and think about it. Think about it. Sometimes, let's say you got a computer that didn't come with an operating system. You want to put it off. You'd have to, use a tool probably to burn or to create a flash drive or to burn a disk in order to install the operating system. And now, well, you still have to technically have a disk, to use. We're assuming that that's, already generally available, and anybody with a Pi is obviously going to purchase an SD card. You need some storage. So it's a super simple process to drag and drop files onto the USB stick versus, again, download a tool and go through this media creation process. I thought that little that ease of use, that out-of-box experience type thing that it provides is a lot nicer. And that doesn't mean that, some people may be thinking, oh, well, what does that mean, that it's FAT32? Well, yeah, it starts. You just copy the files over, and SD cards are typically sold pre-formatted for FAT32. FAT32, but that's not the case. What it does is Noobs it resizes the image. So first of all, it uses the entire space on your drive, even though its size was considered to be, they don't know, it might be an 8 gig drive, it might be any 32 gig or even more. And then it actually does the work of creating the file systems for you and resizing the partitions and doing all that good stuff to make it all fit and work happy and get you up and running more quickly. So there's really no downside. So when you're booted into Raspi and you're running ext4, as your file system, but to get you to that point, that little loader that they have in between there, I think it's great, because you could easily switch from, let's say, your RetroPie, like your retro gaming rig with it, and you can switch then to your Raspbian distribution. Maybe that's running the Pi hole, and it makes it very easy. Or just my friend was suggesting that even if he, was switching was too much for him, he's just going to buy a Pi for each use case. So not one Pi and doing all these projects. He's going to buy a Pi for each one of them, and I didn't have to do much convincing. At that low price point for the Raspberry Pis. It's hard not to get on board with it. So I just wanted to share that, and let me I'm gonna link to the Noob software. So this typically, a lot of times you can find on flash drives that they sell on Amazon on the flash drive already. But I actually recommend purchasing your own flash drive, preferably a name brand one. Samsung seems to be well received in that regard. And again, just copy it over, just as simple as dragging and dropping effectively. Brantley. Cool. Yeah, let's go back to this. So this is a more refined hardware condom port pilot. Please let us know what it's about.
Well, it does a lot more than just the USB condom. Copyright Foolish IT.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Get the patent on the word condom.
It does.
Get our lawyers to get that.
Context of USB connectivity.
Prophylaxis. Your prophylactic partner. Sorry.
This one does a lot more. It identifies the type of charger that it's using and how much amperage and voltage it can output. Measures the
current voltage and power flowing from the USB source to the device, and you can use the button to set it to be data only or data disabled, so it either provides power and data or just power, which that's the biggest concern, especially if you've seen a lot of the USB hub chargers in, like I know at Spice World they had a few of them, and people just plugged their phone up and left them there, and they have no idea where the other end of that USB cord is plugged into. So it's a extremely good way for people to easily just suck data out of your phone. But if you have something like this in between it, you don't have to worry about it because you know it's only getting
But
power.
best practice is never stick any of your device in a USB port that you don't personally own. Okay? Just like, I mean, just like you don't randomly, well, we won't go there, but
if you have something like this or the self-made one that Lifehacker showed, you can plug them in with confidence and not worry about it.
You can, but I also think it's a personal responsibility, and it's nice to have these devices for convenience. But remember, the problem is these are solving a problem that stems from lack of discipline on the user's part. Yeah, so should those people at Spice World have been, were those USB hubs probably safe? Probably. But should they have been sticking them in them at all? And I know you're saying,
but like
well,
the first place
take
this
advantage.
attack was shown off was at DEF CON, so people at DEF CON were plugging in their phones to USB chargers.
So even security-minded individuals, you would say, were doing this. Okay, see, that's I don't know. I mean, does that suggest a certain apathetic nature of our society? But I don't know. I think you should be careful where you stick your devices.
The other interesting thing that this device does, though, is you can also record measurements, and that would be helpful in trying to determine if a port is flaky or something like that. Like if you have a USB device that's plugging in, unplugging,
a great feature.
You can record it over time and see if it's stable or unstable.
Have you ever witnessed any power fluctuations across a USB port that a device like this would help you diagnose?
Probably, but I didn't have this device to test it. So.
Okay. That'd be interesting. Let me know if you ever come across anything like that, because I sometimes wonder, and I'm sure people out there have had this experience, like they've got a funky port on their system. Maybe it's an older computer, and I know my dad just recently dropped his laptop and pushed a wireless transmitter for his mouse into the machine itself, and so the port is damaged, but it still will register something connected to it and something ejected from it. So it's partially functional, basically, and a device like this would be able to see what the situation was with that port, whether obviously just probably not use it, put a piece of tape over it or something like that, but at least you would know whether or not it was even feasible to consider using it again.
Yep.
And there's been finicky ports on systems that are less dramatic than that too. So that to me
so far,
sounds like
what I've used it for the most is I have all these USB plugs. So like you plug them straight into a power outlet. And
you're just looking for the fast charging ports, is that?
Yeah, because otherwise I have to read this little tiny small print or take pictures of it with my phone and make it larger, and then Google will think that I went on a trip looking at USB chargers and make a story about it. It did that, really did. I was just sitting around at home taking pictures of different USB charger bottoms, and then next day I had a story created about me having done that. I was like, thanks, Google, for making my life seem terrible.
And if ever, please join us. Look for Brantley's post and read his bio. It'll explain everything.
Um, but yeah, I've used it to tell if it's an ample charger, because I only like the 2.1 chargers, and most of them you find
You're
are
talking
going to
about
be
the
0.8 to 1.5s.
the 2.1. You're talking about the wattage, right?
Amperage.
Or amperage rather. Yeah. And most are sub that. So okay.
0.8 to 1.5 is what I found.
Now, why is 2.1 amps? Why is that? I see. I was looking at a whole bunch of USB hubs and their ports, and a lot of them advertise that they have one or more ports that support that, and some of them were vague about the type of amperage that they would apply, and some of them stated it explicitly, and none of them that stated it explicitly ever exceeded 2.1. Is there some upper limit on that?
I don't know on that side, but I know that most of
electrical
your
engineering, but yeah, I'm not familiar with all of that. Yeah,
most of your phones, the highest they're going to pull is 2.1 amps in your tablets and USB charging things.
So
like
there's
that.
no even if you could do more, it wouldn't. It's not advantageous to do so
like
because it's
the turbocharge, quick charge thing that's come out. Those actually go up in voltage to provide those higher amperage. So that might have something to do with it. It may be that 5 volts, the highest you can do is 2.1 amps.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, so not exceeding the voltage of the what the port supports. Yeah, we could probably figure that out and dig through stuff. But yeah, 2.1. So that's what the number you want to look for. And I guess if you are shopping around for those devices like I was, maybe that's something to keep an eye on, because the ones that lack that advertising more than likely provide suboptimal charging. That may be quick charging in comparison to the other ports that are trickling in at point 6 or something like that or whatever, but they will certainly not be nearly as good if they're only 1 point something amps versus 2.1.
Where I've found it the most helpful is on external battery packs. Your battery packs, for however many ports you have, you want to have that many amps times 2.1. So a
4-point would be 2.1 times 4.
Yeah, so if you have 4.2 amps, then you would want to have 2 ports. Then it's a pretty good battery backup.
Oh, that's a very good observation. Excellent. Well, that will help everyone out there, hopefully.
So Michael, post your screenshot of your speed yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah. Let's see. Where did I put that screenshot?
And why it's hindrance in your Raspberry Pi.
Oh, okay. How am I gonna show?
Just open up the picture and share that picture.
Yeah, it's a small picture. It's a small picture.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay. I had your permission. Just remember that.
No, you can't share that picture.
Michael, did your screen drop out? I couldn't hear you. Michael, are you there?
Wait.
Michael, tell me now if you don't want me to show it.
We really seem to have lost Michael's audio.
Yeah, we've lost Michael's audio.
Oh my.
That's
technical problem. How freaking convenient.
This is Michael's speed test yesterday. And I'm
just passing through this Greenville,
North Carolina here.
Something, yeah. I don't know why that randomly popped up. I don't know why.
You're
I should have.
close to that Greenville, North Carolina place.
I'm just shut the fudge up. Fudge you. Fudge you all.
Just remember, I had permission to share that beforehand.
Now my voice came back. Now
In all seriousness, Michael, who's your ISP?
Yeah, it's Time Warner. I don't know. It's at any rate.
There.
Anyway, Suddenlink, actually, I'd like to compliment Suddenlink. I do admit that I am a customer of theirs, and I've been a customer of a lot of cable companies. I've been a customer of Comcast predominantly, I guess, for the longest period of time. And so I've seen
better, right?
And I've dealt, of course, with Time Warner and most of the other ones, Cox but Suddenlink to me has offered.
I used to be on Cox too. That was the funniest.
Suddenlink, and then COX. Suddenlink is actually their customer service has been a good step above and beyond. I will give them that. And obviously, it's a low bar in the cable industry, but I have been fairly impressed by their technicians, their staff, and their hiring processes.
Comedy Central.
The value of cable TV, it doesn't change. It's still going to be I think way too expensive for what it offers. And in the case of Suddenlink, they didn't bend to the content provider. The content provider was raising their prices, and they didn't bend to that. So they dropped some channels that I watched, and that was one of the reasons probably that I chose to cut the cable as well. But all I'm saying is that they're the least the bad of the bunch, I think. At least in there may be other smaller ones out there. Maybe the one like Proctor was talking about in his area, that or smaller companies that are better. But Suddenlink is doing something right, I think. And their prices for their data seem to be fine, and they don't do the caps craziness like everyone else does, and they don't have a crazy policy, 3 strikes or whatever, and all that. Not to say that they don't have rules; they certainly do.
They have that 3 strike. That's a federal regulation.
They don't enforce it. They don't. But if you look at the enforcement amongst
what's the 3 strike thing, Brantley?
So the DMCA has a provision in it that since they can't go after end users, basically, if the ISP owns the IP address and they link it to a user, they have to give that user a warning, and for copyright content stuff. And if they get 3 warnings, on the 3rd warning, they have to be disconnected for a period of 6 months to a year. And I think that's
which is a completely flawed system, by the way. Do you understand that just by getting the warnings, they don't issue the warnings? So it's up to the content provider to issue the warning, and they could be wrong. And they frequently have issued warnings to people that did not infringe, although oftentimes they do, that creates a disparity between this, because that means that they're getting cut off based upon somebody else's word and not the actual truth of the situation necessarily.
It's the best route for everyone. So
it's the best route for everyone.
Hey,
that's what
it's better than better than having IRAA people, lawyers, coming up to you demanding millions of dollars for an out of court settlement.
I'd like to see them try.
They'll take you to court.
I'd like to see them try.
Because the MIAA, would definitely be doing that. But they got this law imposed because of the fact that if people get on your wireless and
listen, it's an automated system, but it's automated. They automate this process, so they distribute. There's a record number of DMC takedown notices distributed, and right, so a year over year, there's not going to be a doubling of the amount of pirates out there. You're not going to do that, but yet the number of takedown notices is doubling. or more. I think it's probably
Well, the takedown notices are a different thing. The takedown notices are for people streaming content, and those are doubling because people are just setting up web servers to stream content to people
Okay,
that
but
use Seti.
but it's the same. It's the same. I believe this process is exactly the same. It's still the content owner, makes an assertion.
It's a different form.
But it's based on an automated system. It's not based upon a person observing a behavior of someone, and therefore it's predictive. It's the same thing like Minority Report. It's I really think that there's no way. Just like it's speed. Just like, for instance, the caps, the data caps or whatever that you were talking about, Comcast or whoever it was that wasn't reporting the right cap. They told somebody that they had gone, that they downloaded a petabyte in a month and charged them $10,000 or whatever it is that they did.
Michael, you're linking way too many things that are unlinkable. Zombie Worm. Hey, Zombie Worm.
Unlinkable isn't a word, but okay.
You're watching.
Hey, Zombie. Glad you're here. We have a reason. We had a request for something, and we wanted to discuss it with you since you were the requester of it. And we wanted to get some feedback from our audience regarding the name of teams for both Seti at Berkeley and Folding at Stanford.
Which nobody's going to join that one.
At any rate, okay. But Zombie, if you would like to provide suggestions on the name and well, we may have the name, but on just your feedback on that, what you want to do, where you thought you were, or how you wanted to take it, I guess, or what direction you wanted to take it in, if anything, we'd love to hear from you. So.
Zombie Worm, the best idea we could come up with for our name so far was Foolish Attempt. So what should our team name be? Oh, I need to reverse that logo, don't I?
No, it looks fine.
Oh, yeah, it does. It looks reversed on mine.
It's the loop.mock. Yeah. Or something like that. So Zombie's thinking.
Foolish what?
Foolish what? But again, we're taking we're taking votes on what the best name is. That doesn't mean we'll necessarily go with your recommendation, but
Zombie said Foolish Donut.
Foolish Donut.
That was coming.
The insiders would appreciate that, I'm sure, but I don't know if when we have the stats posted for that team, when we want to show off what we've done and accomplish, I believe the name should convey the.
He likes Foolish Attempt. The disappointment in Michael's.
Hey, I was thinking like
No, that is not bad, but it's just the attempt part. I think I believe we can accomplish. We don't need to attempt so much as we'll deliver.
Hey Brantley, I was thinking foolish looking because you're looking for something, and then I happened to think about looking foolish.
Michael just inadvertently said one, I think, foolish accomplishment. I've accomplished all of this.
That's the thing we're going to accomplish is to annoy people with Michael's banter.
That's a good accomplishment. Foolish subject is Zombie Worm's other suggestion.
Foolish search.
Should it be
Search
specific
for
to the
fools.
product? Should it be okay?
Search for
Since it's for Seti, is this a Berkeley? Excuse me. Is
go
this
where
a
no fool has gone before.
is this a
That'll be the
Berkeley
description
team
of it.
or is this a specifically a Seti team? Because if it's specifically a Seti team, we might incorporate something Seti into the name, or something
Yeah, you're
extraterrestrial.
gonna have to quit folding so you can join Seti.
How
Or
about
is it
E.T.
any-
was a good movie, really?
E.T. was a good movie.
I swear, if the first aliens we meet, if they have,
Is this contributing to Spielberg's E.T. 2? That's why I'm
coming
here.
out? Is ET2 coming out?
Drew Barrymore.
I want a second one.
After all these years. Took him that long to come back to visit her again, and Drew Barrymore's all grown up and old now. And
this time,
Elliot's a drunken bastard or something like that, you know.
this time E.T.
It's like, I've been waiting for you for 35, 40 years.
I know you're of age now.
I thought you were just phoning home. I didn't know you were having a sleepover.
Yeah. So anyway, I could see that being a comedy, maybe a late night raucous thing.
It actually would be it would be its funniest in some I can't say black exploitation, but exploitation, just some whack exploitation comedy-ish. You know, that style, that genre of
Like
really
the
making.
fake Scream movies.
No,
That's-
I hate those.
You mean like
That's
scary
the people
movie?
that came up with
They were-
what's up?
I like the
What's
scary.
up?
Was it scary?
No, I mean
Scary
like
scary.
Dolomite or something. I mean like, you know, not like that.
Oh God, he wants to go back to this. Oh,
Zombie
there was,
Worms. Zombie Worms' next suggestion is foolish specimen.
that sounds like the
I-
unicorn poo. With the
My first thought was bodily fluids, but of some sort.
My first thought is, why has it got to be sexist? Why can't it be specimen?
specimen, yeah. Oh wow, we're way off track now.
In the interest of time, let's just stick with one next.
Foolish ET.
How can you hear me? What in the?
How can we hear you? The magic of the internet.
That's the magic.
Balls.
He's like, I turned down my volume. I don't know.
Well, that's so not. No, I had it muted right here. It was.
I couldn't hear you. So.
I had it muted on my headset. It was blinking red on the thing. It was muted.
Really?
Yeah.
I was double check the light to make sure, but I've always
Type
been able
on
to
your
confirm.
keyboard. Just make sure it's
My
not going through.
No,
No, it's definitely going through your headset.
yeah, because I just checked my Windows Audio and my Google because they never play along, but they're both set to the headset.
Foolishly searching. Foolish is searching for Michael.
If y'all heard a toilet flush earlier, I apologize then.
We didn't.
Oh no, we didn't.
But now we know all about it.
Or me going
No, we don't.
ew because the cat pooped in the tub.
Oh God, I did not need it.
Didn't hear that one
Apparently
either.
it was like really going off for a while for that too.
Oh, we did not hear any of that. Oh.
I was making out with
Um.
Jade before she went downstairs too.
But what? Jeez. Oh.
All right, now
What
moving on.
else? Okay, so
But
I need to
really,
do
though,
IT
it was
projects
muted,
for
guys.
Zombie.
Since we all have the same headset, I'm just bringing this up, by the way.
If perchance Zombie, we don't come to some consensus on the name, we can continue to discuss it via the via any communication method. You had asked if there's ways to reach us, and you can always shoot emails to sales@foolishit.com. We always check them. You can reach us individually at our first name at foolishit.com. You can join us in the forums at foolishit.com/forums, or nickname in the case of some of our individuals.
Tank.
Yeah, Proctor, Tank, and Nick, for example.
Michael, for example, that's a nickname. That's not his real name.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Michael's not real. Certainly not my name. And Johnny, who would ever spell that with 2 N's and 2 E's? I don't know. That's crazy. So that's obviously a nickname.
It's not my first name.
And,
it's not actually my middle name. It's short. It's a nickname technically too.
Zombie said this conversation will continue until we're all happy about it. And he said it in that tone.
Yes, he did. Wow. Wow. Okay.
The beatings will continue.
But if you have any recommendations, Zombie, on additional pie projects that you think I should get involved with and go down the pie hole or the rabbit hole next, let me know.
Proctor literally fell out of his chair.
Proctor has malfunctioned.
I wasn't looking. Oh no.
Oh God, what did I miss?
What happened, Proctor?
Just pie hole got me. I don't know why.
It got me because of that conversation of him and his dad had.
I shared that with everybody. Yeah, my dad.
I know, but it's still funny because when you said it, I just knew where you were going with that.
I'd like to say something way off topic.
Okay.
Oh.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, I'm sure we don't.
Is this business related?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So it actually is off topic. Okay.
Not at all.
Then
the Playboy
please proceed.
Mansion is for sale.
What's for sale?
Oh, we could chip in and get that. Come on.
It's only $200 million.
What is for
we
sale?
can contact everyone we know.
The Playboy Mansion.
And
the Playboy Mansion is for sale?
Yeah.
Something.
$200 million.
Venture capitalists. We'll get a venture capitalist, and we'll come up with a good reason why we should have that to make.
I would like that to be our office.
Yeah.
Although
Got the foolish mansion, man.
It doesn't include Playboy bunnies, I'm betting.
No.
No.
You know what the upkeep staff? You know what the costs of upkeep for things like that is?
And it won't matter. You can afford it all.
Well, what if we hire the crew for the upkeep and the sexy team as the same? That way, you're at least saving some money there. They can mow the lawn naked,
A sexy upkeep team.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Anyway, we're not going to buy the Playboy.
Manicure the bushes out front.
Oh, geez. No, stop. We need to walk a little bit of a line here, and not disparage
I feel that
any
we
of
would
our
end up
female
having a lot
techs out there.
of worker comp files.
This actually is going a little far.
Yeah,
let's. Fun. It would be fun to have a mansion that was.
Actually, Huff says that he'd like to die there. So if you buy the mansion, he's dying there.
Yeah, you got to take care of.
Turn it over in premium real estate for your afterlife.
So everything will remain the same. So the Playboys or the Playboy bunnies will come with it.
No way.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're essentially selling the.
Didn't they?
It's like they're selling the building, but it's art, but there's a lease on it.
Wait, didn't Playboy just have their last nude issue with Pamela Anderson on it? Or were they just stopping the centerfold, or were they doing?
They're gonna take it online. They're doing a all clothed like web show. I think web shows.
Well, everything's changed now that he's married.
To how many women?
One.
Oh.
She's 26. They're almost exactly 60 years apart.
60?
60 years. Wow.
My
See,
lord.
Viagra has been the best
For a
invention
man
for.
who has never changed out of his pajamas, I am surprised at that age.
Oh, look, Ryan just joined. Hello,
Hi,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Welcome. Thanks for getting us off our current topic.
We're gonna
Appreciate it.
start a GoFundMe for the Playboy Mansion.
No, Ryan. Please share some of your wisdom with us and
wow.
and spin us around here.
At least 2 of the nearly 60 accusers of Bill Cosby have claimed he drugged or sexually assaulted them at the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, I read that. And one of them's a 15-year-old.
Mm.
Ooh,
Why is a 15-year-old at the Playboy Mansion? I mean,
yeah.
you know, I would never let
Yeah, that's some poor
my
parenting
child,
there.
particularly a girl child.
Well, I guess if Bill Cosby wanted to take him, you know, I mean, it still should send off some red flags, but
Yeah,
he
I
wasn't
would have
really.
trusted Bill Cosby.
He was kind of home. He was kind of, you know, not what we thought he was at the time. So
Yeah.
He'd like to put in a little bit too much, I think. He just.
that's horrible, dude.
Ryan wants to know if you're still having issues with Chrome.
I am. Oh yeah. It hasn't happened since yesterday, but that's.
So Brantley and Nick, I have not witnessed the behavior that you guys have described with.
That's
Chrome
because
It-
you
doing.
don't know how to
But
internet.
yesterday was not the only time within the last week that it happened to me. It happened to me at least one other time, if not twice.
It's happened to
but
me a
it
couple
happens,
times.
you
You
know.
have to
But
completely
but in
close out
total,
Chrome.
I mean, it's been like 5 or 6 times here lately. Last couple of weeks, maybe. Yes.
He said
The
he's
Playboy
found some
Mansion is
issues with
reportedly up for
auto-detect
sale,
proxy.
But is it worth the $200
Make sure that's
million
turned off.
price tag? I'm Mara
You know,
Montaleno for
I
Buzz
usually
60, and
do,
Playboy
but
bunnies are not included
I
in the
will look.
sale. But someone else is
That's
that
interesting.
make the buyer beware. Featured in the magazine and
Because
on
it
the
normally
television
uses the
reality
Internet
series
Explorer
Next
equivalent
Door.
setting
What
of
you got? What you
that.
got?
I've never
Yeah,
had an issue
yeah,
with it before, but.
yeah. It still uses
Playboy Mansion
IE,
is as
which
infamous as its
I turn
owner, the
off
original
always.
Playboy himself, Hugh Hefner. He's lived there for more than 40 years, so why is he giving it up now? Here's some fine print for
I went to the
He's
point
not
where I
moving
just
out.
switched over
You
to
can only buy
Firefox
the
for the
mansion if
majority.
You know, I
agree to let
thought, but they have
Hefner
so many settings, like the network prediction stuff and all this other mess that.
Oh, has anybody checked out Firefox 64? I have mentioned that it's hugely faster than Firefox 32. I don't know what they
What?
rewrote in it, but Firefox 64 is way faster. I was using a
Are you
32-bit version of Firefox
sure?
not that long ago, and the 64 Firefox, their JavaScript engine or something like that is way
Is this
faster.
brand new? I read an article like 3 days ago about is 32-bit, I mean, is 64-bit worth it in web browsers, and they benched every one of them, and in every one of them, the 32-bit was way
Firefox
faster.
just came out. Previously, it was all beta. Their 64 ones, they were all like not release builds, and they only recently came out with it. I don't remember the exact day, but it's probably been in the past, couple of months, I would say. Maybe less than that, maybe past month. I don't know, but in all the benchmarks that I had seen, it showed most of them didn't have a performance difference between the 32 and 64-bit version. You're right, it was very, very close. But Firefox was the
No, I
outlier.
was saying they were way different than what I just read. They were all way different, and
Well then
some
share
of them,
that.
some of them were close in memory consumption, but naturally the 64-bit was always larger. In some cases, it was very larger, I believe, but I think the performance was always a consistent. I mean, let me look for that. I'm pretty sure it was on Make
If
Use.
it can post, yeah.
Hmm? Michael, did you get your trash out?
Oh yes, thank you very much, and I want to remind Tank to make sure he preps for his tomorrow pickup as well.
Yes, thank you.
You know what? I guess it depends on what you test. In very specific tests, apparently you can pick your own. You know, you can tailor the test to the browser, basically. Um, but I thought I was reading something about Firefox being unique in that regard. If I can find that, I'll post it. Go ahead, Brent.
Ryan said to make sure that Chrome is not using IE settings, so just disable the auto proxy entirely. And he said he bet it works.
No, that's exactly what I do. Like when I.
No, it's a. What is the setting? Network change proxy settings. That just opens up Internet Explorers. Yeah, there's no. What are you suggesting, Ryan, specifically that he do that he isn't already doing with Chrome?
Said that was gross.
Yeah, it was.
What?
The noises what we're making.
I was making noises? What? I was talking. Did I make some?
Let's move on.
No, nobody's licking my face. What are you talking about? Was I maybe drinking soda or huffing on my vape?
I'm not gonna say what it sounded like you were doing.
I wasn't doing. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was making any sound. Okay, so Chrome settings, advanced settings. I'm with you. Then where? You talking about change proxy settings? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that just launches the IE.
Yeah, it just
Proxy
launches
settings,
IE's proxy settings.
And that was what Nick is saying he has disabled.
Yeah, he's already done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is stuff we've all known for a long time, and we do this by heart practically on every computer we touch.
I think Chrome should stop using Internet Explorers and get their own. Firefox doesn't use Internet Explorer's proxy settings. They use their own.
No, it's a punk to. Well, actually, it's interpreting that configuration file. So remove it.
He's asking if you checked it. Okay, because because of the build situation with Windows 10, as it delivers new builds to you, it's potentially possible that your settings are changed without your knowledge.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a big fan of, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's true. I did check and it's not, but that is true. He has a point there.
Oh, well, listen,
that's
Ryan,
all
thank
I could
you
find in his database of Chrome issues.
Thank you for looking that up. That's something to keep in mind for people that maybe haven't gone and unchecked that. But
I've had issues with Chrome. I don't remember the error, but it looked like a connectivity error, and it was like, and this was a long time ago, but it was like a GPU setting that you could tweak in like the advanced stuff.
Flags.
Flags. And there was also I know they also have that like network prediction and the other stuff. Some of that's like in the regular settings now, I think, but that I've disabled that junk too, and I've been tweaking around with that junk.
Ryan says he uses 8. I'm hoping he's saying he uses 8.1 because that's something. Windows 8 actually went out of security updates this past week.
Mm-hmm. I don't bother a lot of people, but
if you're not on 8.1, you're not getting the updates anymore.
It looks like I'm finding an article here that Firefox goes 64-bit, and
I'm not finding what I was talking about, Michael. So forget
December 16th. So it was
I
very
found one, but I don't want to post it, and it probably was the one that you were looking at. But because of who it's come from, I don't want to post it.
It might be why I lost it.
post it in our chat. See if you think that's it.
Oh, is it that that one content producer in that one country?
The one that I think is supposedly known for stealing
You
other
guys want a
people's content and reposting.
G-Hacks leak? Oh, that's the one I was just going to post.
Yeah.
That's the one I was just going to post, apparently. We were looking at the same one. Oh, my gosh.
So easy to entertain, Michael.
No, thank you. That is, those are good tests. These are good tests. The RAM consumption and every, Kraken, Jetstream, Octane, all those. .43, 47. What version of Chrome am I on? Or not Chrome. Yeah, Chrome. What version of Chrome am I on? 47, yeah. It's interesting. The current version fails to run certain tests. I don't have Firefox 44 up there, but
You're on 47?
Chrome 47, but Firefox...
I'm on Chrome 48.
Really?
Yep, but it's not uncommon that I'm higher and better.
It's up to date. You can't have Chrome 48. It's not released.
Why are you calling me a liar?
Unless they release the 32-bit build early and you have the 32-bit build or something, but...
Nope, 64-bit.
Share your screen. Where's the...
48, 64-bit. Because my Chrome is up to date.
It's beta! You have a beta version. That's why. Beta M. I'm not on the beta track.
That's why mine's better than yours.
Well, but I
Ryan's
can
on
understand
48
why you
too.
guys would have. If you guys were on the beta channel, I would think that there would be potential problems in various
I'm
builds.
not, and I used to be. I actually used to use Canary, and but I went right for stable like a while back because of the problems, and they're just not going away. They're getting worse even still. Maybe I shouldn't be on the stable, but I kind of need things to. I kind of need things to work.
I pick mid-stable. I don't go the Canary, the ultra beta. I do the regular beta. So that seems to be the fairly sweet spot. But like I said, I've had those issues too. So.
Well, I never really. They release the builds fast enough. The release builds fast enough. I'm not really. The difference in time is not too much of a concern for me. What is that?
I didn't notice, Brantley. Are you running Chrome 32-bit or 64?
64. Ryan's running 128-bit.
Oh wow.
What? They got that? What?
No.
You know how much RAM you would need.
Michael wants that.
Yeah.
I'll take it once we have 128-bit computers.
Why isn't my Raspberry Pi running 128-bit yet?
It's only 32-bit processor, I believe.
I know, but it should be 128-bit processor.
No, that would be too hot and too big, way too big, too many.
Ryan has 4 terabytes of RAM.
Well, I have a gig of snot of RAM. So there.
Okay.
His gun mounts will begin tomorrow, then he can fix his IE issues anytime he wants.
Yeah, that's a good point. But listen, Ryan, do you have any recommendations? Or I asked you earlier, Zombie, but if either of you have any recommendations on my next Pi project. Pi 2 what am I saying?
You don't
I
know.
would
It says Ryan
Ooh.
says even on the 128-bit with his 4 terabytes of RAM, Chrome is still using 95% of the RAM.
Figures.
You really have 4 terabytes of RAM? I saw a system recently was advertised as having something like what was it? It was over 100 terabytes of RAM. I can't remember the exact amount, but it's pretty impressive.
Why are you questioning everybody's statements today, Michael? If Ryan says he
What
has
did I
4
question?
terabytes of RAM, he has 4
Oh.
terabytes of RAM.
That's just impressive. How much did that cost, by the way? And what is it, DDR3 or 4? I'm assuming 4?
No,
How much
obviously DDR16.
Okay, wait. What, did I miss a couple of generations there? Is he from the future? I'm just curious how many slots you took to get to 4 terabytes of RAM, what the density of each individual chip was, what chipset you're running that supports this.
This is not a show where
And
we talk about slots. Trying to
oh,
keep it
well, when you're trying
PG-13.
to, yeah, well, Google require. In fact, I believe that the target market for that type of computer that I was describing that had hundreds of terabytes of RAM, Google would be their target market for that. So,
It has a density less than Michael.
um, Ryan. Jeez. Okay. We're about at closing time. We'll leave the IRC chat open if you guys want to continue in there, but I think we're probably should wrap it up. It's Tuesday. Still catching up a little bit on tickets and stuff from the weekend. So if anybody out there would like to, please join us every day if you could during the week. But we'll be here tomorrow at I believe 2 p.m., Thursday at 4 p.m., and Friday at 6 p.m. You can join us at foolishtechshow.com or foolishit.com/live. Remember, we're primarily here for supporting our end users and another communication channel to communicate with them. So take advantage of that if anyone's listening, and let us know how we can help you. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. And if Proctor or if anybody else has anything to say, please do. But otherwise, if you could roll us out, Proctor.
Roll us out. Rolling, roll.